So, when I want to connect to God, one of my favorite things to do is to go out in nature, to go for a hike, to find a trail and just explore and get lost. I'll come out to a park or a trail, and I might just start praying. It just feels like I'm in this thing that God created thousands and millions of years ago, and when I'm here, I feel like I'm connected to the Creator. And so I might go for a hike and I feel this connection to God, and so I'll just start praying. And sometimes I don't even know what I'm praying about. Just like, God, thank you for making this place so beautiful. Thank you for creating this world and letting me be a part of it. I think that's what prayer is more than anything. It's just connecting to God. And so I do that maybe best when I'm just out here in nature. But sometimes we make prayer so complicated. We feel like we have to say the right things or know the right words, or sometimes even it's like I don't even know where to start. I don't know what prayer is. And the truth is, I think more than anything, prayer is just a way to talk to God like an old friend. So there's a moment in the Gospel of Matthew when Jesus is teaching his disciples how to pray. And he says these three things: ask, seek, and knock. It says, ask, and what you ask for will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be open to you. And then the truth is, like when I was in middle school, a lot of my prayers went a lot like that. I prayed for stuff I wanted. Like, hey God, will you give me this thing for Christmas? Or, some of y'all heard me tell this story, but when I was in middle school, we had a spelling bee. We also had a geography bee. It was like, it was a school-wide competition for geography. It was put on by National Geographic. And if you won the school level, you went on to the county level, and then maybe to the state level. And I was so proud of myself. All 3 years, I was in the top 10 in the school. And I went from like 9th as a 6th grader to like 6th as a 7th grader. And my 8th grade year, I finished 2nd. I lost on a tiebreaker. It's heartbreaking. But what I remember about that more than that was that we all took this test, and the top 30 of us went to like the competition in the gym. And we were all in like this row of chairs, and someone asked, one of the teachers would ask us questions. And when like the questions were about 2 people away from me, I'd always start praying. I don't think I'd ever prayed for something as hard as I ever prayed then. But I just started praying. I said, God, I'd really like you to give me a question I know the answer to. God, please let it be a question I know the answer to. Like, I prayed this. Oh man, I was super serious about this prayer. And you know what? It seemed to kind of work out. But I used to think that prayer was that. We asked God for what we wanted, and sometimes God gave it to us. And that was great, except sometimes I didn't get the things I prayed for. Sometimes the things I wanted didn't show up. Sometimes I prayed for people who were sick to get better, and they didn't. And I started wondering, like, why do we pray for things if they don't happen? And then someone shared with me this thought about this part of the Bible where Matthew says, ask and seek and knock. Seek and you'll find. Knock, the door will be open. Ask for what you want. And he said, all those verbs are about things we go searching for. And maybe it's not about the person who you are seeking out. Maybe it's the person who's doing the seeking. And maybe God is teaching us to rely on Him. That a part of prayer is learning to go to God with the big things and the small things, and just to learn to say, God, here's what I need. I pray you provide it. I think that's what prayer is. I hope tonight you get to experience that a little bit in your core groups.